What's up, everybody? I'm the Kurlzz from Hollywood Undead.
That's right. I'm Reggie from the Front Row Report. We're in Louisville at the Louder Than Life Festival, and you guys are hitting the stage before too long.
Yeah, not too long. I think around 4:50 or so.
Yeah, you guys go on there. You're going to destroy everything. You're going to kill everyone.
I fucking hope so, yeah. There's going to be a war child out there.
Yes. Yes. Man, how's it going, dude?
It's going good, man. Yeah, happy to be here.
Yeah.
What's up with this fucking weather, man?
Oh, it's awful.
It's like whenever there's a festival, it's like, oh, let's just ruin it by having this happen.
God hates festivals.
You think so?
I don't know. But,
God hates Kentucky then?
Maybe. Who knows? But we're here and we're just gonna.
Yeah, fuck it. We're gonna play.
That's right, man.
We're gonna fucking party. Yeah. A bunch of great bands out here today.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's gonna kick ass. Hey, you guys are out supporting Day of the Dead, album number what? 4 for you now?
This is our 4th record. Yep.
Man, I feel like with this one, it reminds me a lot. It's like American Tragedy meets Notes from the Underground combined into one record as far as sound-wise. You have a lot of the heavier, harder rock songs. Yeah. You have a lot of the party songs as well, whether it be Party by Myself, Live Forever. Yeah. You know, I mean, it's just it captures everything you guys are all about in every way, I think.
Thank you.
What did you guys really want to accomplish with this record when you set out to write it coming off of Notes?
Well, the band, ever since the beginning, you know, there's 6 of us. Everyone wants to write music. Everyone has ideas. I think on this one specifically, not saying we didn't do it in the past, but we actually came out of the gate deciding that we were all going to like write songs together, come up with ideas together. You know, everyone writes their own lyrics or helps. You know, there's definitely collaboration there. But I think it was the intent to be more like, fuck it, let's have fun. Let's talk about some shit that's on our minds, or like, just like the party aspect of the band has always been very relevant.
Yes.
But I think that's what we're, you know, ultimately trying to go for. Like, when we first wrote music, it was really just about like whatever we were talking about, the times we were living in, the scene, or just like to fucking talk about partying, and that's like what we do. So why not all do that collaboratively? And I think we portrayed that a lot better on this record, even more so than the last. And Notes from the Underground is definitely, I would say, like my top favorite record of ours. But I would say this one more is like the best record we could show people. And I'm sure you might agree, like, I can't stand it when bands like change too quickly, you know, like they modify their sound, or they go too big, or they go, oh, I can tell they definitely like, we're trying to go with this to be at a broader audience. To be honest with you, I think this record's more old school than even like Swan Songs was, or even American Tragedy. I just think, you know, that's just my opinion. You know?
Okay. One thing that I've always wanted to ask you, specifically, as a percussionist, you're one of the drummers of the band. Yeah. Is it hard to balance 2 drummers and 2 percussionists in the band?
No, I don't think so. Especially my role in the group since the beginning is, you know, I've never been a rapper type guy. Right. I grew up listening to some hip hop, but the best thing about Hollywood Undead is everyone plays to their strong points. Yeah. And I always liked playing drums, and you know, I also grew up on like hardcore and metal, so I contribute vocally when it comes to that aspect to it. But then I also get to take a lot of the drum samples and a lot of the tracks that are in our music, and instead of having them playing, you know, just randomly, let's put that into the drums and make it more of a live experience. So we always have that drummer to be like the backbone of the group, right? But we also have all these other elements to make it like a live show. That's a lot of people don't get about Hollywood Undead. It's like, you listen to it and you're like, oh, I get it, it's cool, but you really have to see it. Yeah. You know? Like, one of the coolest things that I grew up seeing, like Beastie Boys, for example, like when you listen to it, they also played those instruments live, and it was like cool. It was like this interchangeable thing. So we always wanted to be like a live band, right? Instead of just a bunch of guys with microphones.
So I remember I've seen you guys probably 9 or 10 times. Where did the dual drum kind of solo part during Paradise Lost come from you guys used to do?
I actually came up with that, you know, on our first record when we first started touring. You know, Paradise Lost was a song that we knew we were going to play live. And, you know, what would be better than to modify a song live, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes, you know, you see a band and they just play a song so straight up, and that's great. Right. But I think it's also important to, like, be a little creative with it. And I think we decided to like throw that in there to just give it a big build. You know, it's a big epic song.
Yeah, definitely.
So I thought it was a cool part.
Definitely. So I feel like the festivals are perfect for Hollywood Undead because you party, you kick ass live, and I mean you really get to come out and just do all of those kick ass songs.
That's fucking right.
From start to finish, no filler in there. Not that there's ever filler with you guys live.
Yeah.
But I mean, do you kind of look forward to playing these festival sets when you get ready to do them, or I mean, how do you prepare for these shows?
I think it's great to do the festivals. You know, the one thing about Hollywood Undead is we've always built a really core following over the years. You know, the only other band we've ever gone on tour with and actually opened for, you know, a lot of bands go on tour to open for bands to expose themselves, is Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah.
And other than that, we've been a band that's either been like a radio band or a core following.
Right.
You know, we have a large social media fan base that really loves our music, and I think for people that don't know who we are, because I think, you know, every generation there's a new audience of listeners that never heard you before, and maybe there's some listeners that move on to something else. This is an opportunity where you not only get to play with other great bands, newer bands that are starting out, established artists that you grew up listening to, but it's mostly to expose yourself to a new audience you might normally not get to see.
Right.
So the next time we come back around, we're fucking kicking ass and taking names, drinking some beers, and fucking your chicks, all right?
That's
kidding
right.
about the chicks.
Kind of. Not really.
Not really.
So, for you personally, what does Day of the Dead mean to you as one of the core members of the band?
The band's gone through a lot of shit over the years.
Yeah.
We don't lie about that. I think a lot of people listen to our music and feel that angst and they can read those lyrics and understand. You know, it hasn't been an easy thing for us, you know what I mean? Like, we may have gotten signed early on in the game as a group, but it's just the first step to like a lot of barriers that constantly come for a lot of bands that a lot of people and fans don't really know about, whether it's label, management, the industry that you're in and the climate of the industry, and you have to constantly stay one step ahead of the game. Your music definitely speaks for itself, but you have to work really hard to, you know, because we want to grow our band. We want to expose ourselves to newer audiences and grow and make that fucking long dollar, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Get pussy, get some beers, you know, have a good time. But I guess the point of it is just like, we talk about that stuff and we talk about what Day of the Dead is. It's really just like, we've been through a lot of bullshit and we're still here and we have fucking crazier songs than ever, better party songs, and I think people are gonna go like, this is it, like this is the record that really like stamps your foot and go, they're here to fucking stay. And as cheesy as that may sound, it's sort of true, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing worse than a band that makes some progressive record that's so out there that alienates their audience because, hey, maybe they were trying to do something to get themselves to the next level by not taking the proper steps.
Right.
Hard rock, metal, punk rock, hardcore music, whatever you want to call it, has never been the type of music that you can just go to stardom instantaneous anymore.
Right.
I feel like you have to really grow that audience, like an honest audience of core followers, to really go, you know what, not only do I like listening to this band, I like to see this band, and they put their work in.
Exactly. It's like rock and metal is like the workhorse of music.
Totally.
So,
you know, because, you know, a lot of bands on the radio, they come and go, you know, like pop music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's great. I'm not hating on that. Music's music, and I love all types of music. But I think especially if you want to have like that long-term career,
yep.
You know, I don't see us like fucking rapping on stage and like doing this at 50 years old. We're still young dudes. But like, I think if you want to like maintain that following, it's just about being honest.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if we don't like what we're doing and it's bullshit, we probably shouldn't be doing this anymore and let someone else take over.
Definitely.
But that's not going to happen, so.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Man, thank you so much for taking time today.
You're welcome.